I have 4 videos or a few videos to share with you in this video. Make sure you like the video, comment down below, and check out this video. We're gonna be sharing some information on Trump and some stuff that's going on here that I wanted to share that I think you should know about and what's going on, because Donald Trump is someone with that, you know, if you voted for him, you want to know these things. And this is not everything. There's literally things happening every hour. But in this video, we're gonna be checking out a couple videos, and then I'm also gonna scroll through my Twitter and some stuff like that and share some stuff here. So thank you for stopping by, and let's get into it. So this is Tulsi Gabbard. She is on my Joe Rogan tier list, so I definitely know who she is. I really loved what she said and the way she was like looking at Trump, and also we're going to talk about RFK here as well, and a few other people, Elon Musk, stuff like that. So this video should have chapters, so you'll be all up to date where things are and talked about in said video. But yeah, let's listen to this. I loved what she said, man. Let's play it right now. Pressing play now.
First and foremost, I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for the trust that you have placed in me to fulfill this critical position as Director of National Intelligence at any time, but specifically during this time. Unfortunately, the American people have very little trust in the intelligence community, largely because they've seen the weaponization and politicization of an entity that is supposed to be purely focused on ensuring our national security. So I look forward to being able to help fulfill that mandate that the American people delivered to you very clearly in this election, to refocus our intelligence community by empowering the great patriots who have chosen to serve our country in this way, and focus on ensuring the safety, security, and freedom of the American people. As you've said, Mr. President, this is what I've dedicated my life to, and it is truly humbling to be in this position, to serve in your administration, help to rebuild that trust, and ultimately to keep the American people safe. Last thing I'll mention, that in your National Prayer Breakfast speech, you made a statement about your legacy of wanting to be remembered as a peacemaker. I know that I can speak for many of my fellow service members who are here today, veterans, Medal of Honor recipients, how deeply that resonates with us. For those who volunteer to put their lives on the line when duty calls, but to have a President and Commander-in-Chief who recognizes the cost of that sacrifice and ensuring that war is the last resort, not the first. So thank you for your leadership on behalf of my friends here and all who wear the uniform. We're grateful. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. We're gonna pause it really quick at 156. But the one thing I like about her is she's very passionate, and that's the one trend I'm seeing is passion beats everything. Because if you're passionate, you want to get better, you want to improve, you want to learn, you want to tell us things, the truth, be transparent, you know what I mean? All these things, there's so many things that go into this, like this salad, this mix of different things that should be applied to law and order, to what these people should be doing in said position. And I just really like how she said that. I like that she wants to, you know, be kind of like the voice that kind of helps us figure out the truth. And, you know, there's been a lot of trust, you know, in that we have lost when it comes to like government or whatever, you know, all these things, right? But this is a trend that we're seeing, is we're seeing people that have passion and that love doing what they do, and they want a safe country, want safe borders, want, you know, vaccines being trusting. We don't want to put stuff that are, you know, that are not good for our bodies, you know, food, all these. There's so much happening, man. It's so hard to just take it. It's so much, dude. But this next clip here is we're gonna have Elon Musk kind of talking about some stuff here. But yeah, Tulsi Gabbard, oh my, dude, she's such a great person. And you're, like I said, you're gonna see a trend with her, and RFK as well. So we're gonna see that in a second here. But it's just like passion, like wanting to have a better country, wanting to, you know, be here for the American citizens, you know, the people, the American people. That's great. And the one thing that we voted for Trump, like we voted Trump to protect us, I don't want to go to sleep worrying about, what these drones are, what's flying there, what's this, what's that. Why are these things happening? Because of these systems that are in place, you know what I mean? And we need people that fight for us, that are real people, that are not these corporate business kind of people, you know what I mean? We need real people that have really struggled and want to fix this stuff. Like Trump wants to end taxes, man. That's awesome. It's awesome, man. There's certain stuff that's going on there. I don't know how that's going to work or what's going to go on. And yeah, so anyways, though,
at a high level, if you say what is the goal of Doge, and I think a significant part of the presidency is to restore democracy. This may seem like, well, are we in a democracy? Well, if you don't have a feedback loop, FX, we would have to, if you sorry. So, I tell you, gravitas can be difficult sometimes. If there's not a good feedback loop from the people to the government, and if you have rule of the bureaucrat, if the bureaucracy is in charge, and then what meaning does democracy actually have? If the people cannot vote and have their will be decided by their elected representatives in the form of the president and the Senate and the House, then we don't live in a democracy, we live in a bureaucracy. So it's incredibly important that we close that feedback loop, we fix that feedback loop, and that the public's elected representatives, the president, the House, and the Senate, decide what happens, as opposed to a large unelected bureaucracy. This is not to say that there are good people who are in the federal bureaucracy, but you can't have an autonomous federal bureaucracy. You have to have one that is responsive to the people. That's the whole point of a democracy. And if you looked at this, if you asked the founders today and said, what do you think of the way things have turned out? Well, we have this unelected, fourth unconstitutional branch of government, which is the bureaucracy, which has, in a lot of ways, currently more power than any elected representative. And this is not something that people want, and it does not match the will of the people. So it's just something we've got to fix. And then we've also got to address the deficit. So we've got a $2 trillion deficit, and if we don't do something about this deficit, the country's going bankrupt. I mean, it's really astounding that the interest payments alone on the national debt exceed the Defense Department budget, which is shocking because we spend a lot of money on defense. But and if that just keeps going, we're essentially going to bankrupt the country. So what I really want to say is, it's not optional for us to reduce the federal expenses. It's essential. It's essential for America to remain solvent as a country, and it's essential for America to have the resources necessary to provide things to its citizens and not simply be servicing vast amounts of debt.
So that's something I like. There's definitely this interesting trend going on. It's for the people, transparency, what's going on with this debt. You know what I mean? And why are we spending all this money for this? All this money we're putting into it, and it's we're in a debt, bro. We're gonna go bankrupt. You know what I mean? We're not gonna be anything. I don't know how it works fully, but it's not a good thing. I'll tell you that right now. It's not a good thing. And that's the trend we're seeing, is people that are actually fighting for what's reality. And I feel like with the Biden administration and it being in that weird cycle of nothing's getting done. We don't know what's going on. Why are we sending all this money to the Ukraine, right? And it's okay, where's it going? And then Zelensky's I don't know where some of the money's at. It's really weird, and all the FEMA stuff going on, all the USA stuff, what I'm saying? I can't, the USA stuff. You know what I'm talking about. I said it wrong for whatever reason, you know what I'm saying? But this is something that we want, though, is people that want to make America better, greater. This is what we're voting for. To have just the right thing. We want to be doing the right thing and making sure we don't get to that bankruptcy, range, you know what I'm saying? And it's just, we should even be here in the first place, you know what I mean? Like, why are we even in the trillions, you know what I mean? And, it goes, and also we got some articles about the IRS and stuff like that, you know what I mean? And like, there's some interesting things there, you know what I mean? But I really did like what he said. He said it in a way that I had to I have to listen a couple more times, but I understand it. I'm trying to digest this. This is a smart man, all right? He's a smart guy, and he's saying things in a way where I gotta like kind of translate it a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But I really enjoy what he said, though. I understand it. But yeah, let's keep going here. And here is Donald Trump signing an executive order. How beautiful is that? How beautiful was that? Just him just signing, dude. Oh my, doing his job, knowing what he's signing. It's just insane. It's insane to me that we had Biden for 4 years. We literally had someone who was incompetent, he was pretty much like mismanaging the whole state, but somehow getting it done. Like, I don't know how we were here. I don't know how things didn't go bad as much as it did. You know what I mean? It's just insane to me. But like I say, politics is not my biggest, forte, but just kind of seeing Trump and then Biden and then seeing Trump again, like, it's night and day. And like I said in my video, like, these things are kind of waking people up. And they voted for Kamala Harris. They voted for Biden or whatever, you know what I mean? And they fell into the cesspool of like thinking this is the truth, but they got deceived. They got fooled when really, Trump's the guy that actually wants, the right thing. You know what I mean? Obviously, some people don't agree with the birthright stuff, the immigration stuff. You know what I mean? But, I've seen stories of people that have done it legally, actually done it legally. You know what I mean? And it's a beautiful story, man. It's a beautiful story. And, we just got to know who the people are coming in. There's so many factors to it, man. But, things have been getting done, and I'm proud of it. I'm proud of the people that are, in these positions that are dealing with the things that they have to fix, that we've seen with the whole COVID and all these other things and stuff like that. It's a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? I feel safe. I feel way more safer than I did a couple months ago. I'll tell you what, dude. It feels so nice to have a president back. It feels nice to have business back. It feels nice to have people that want to take care of us, like cancer. There's all these things going out, like ivermectin and verbexacin. There's fenbenzalzine. There's so many things coming out. The blue menthol blue, right, with the RFK, right? There's just so much stuff going on that we didn't know about, and things that shouldn't have happened, and things that we knew that were happening, but we didn't know until now. And it's just been an interesting time, man. This is at 449. We're gonna play it in a second here, but this is RFK on the Shawn Ryan show here, and we're gonna play this right now. Okay, we're pausing at 7:21. But yeah, so he's pretty much just talking about, when did obesity start? When did it start? Like how did this happen? How did we get here? And what I'm getting at is that he's talking about how it started around the 50s, somewhat, you know what I mean? And then, they're putting all this stuff in the food, and, things change in time. In food right now, there's just a lot of things. There's like, what's in... Where's my water bottle? There's let's see here. I'll tell you right now. In the water, there's calcium chloride, right? Calcium chloride and sodium bicarbonate, right? So that's very interesting. Because when I grab water, I'm assuming that I grab like water with just water, right? But there's also other stuff in your water, and that's very interesting, and something that I hope they do get into and kind of like figure out, can we change this? Can we make this better? Which I think is a solution. There is a solution, more so, there is a solution to that, and that's pretty much what I think he's talking about, just things in our foods and our day-to-day basis, you know, our technology. He's also talking about technology. Like, that is something that's been kind of trending on Instagram, Twitter, X, whatever, YouTube and stuff like that. And, you know, you would charge your phone and people would get those I guess we call it like a magnet, like something that picks up like radiation or frequencies or something like that. And people have been testing it. They would plug their charger in, and their phone would cause this, like, you know, this weird field of electricity or whatever you would call it. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure people know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so that's something that's been there, and he's talked about a few other things too as well. But like I said from the beginning, like, these people, like, these are kind of people we want in office. People that love to do what they do, want to do what they do, are passionate, and they know what they're talking about. They do their research. They don't just follow mainstream media BS, none of that. They actually do their job, which I like. So we're gonna play it at 7:21 here. Pressing play now.
The bottom line is, because it's not working. Department of Education was set up in 1980, and since that time we have spent almost $1 trillion, and we have watched our performance scores continue to go down. I do believe that it is a responsibility to make sure that our children do have equal access to excellent education. I think that that is best handled at the state level, closest to the states, working with state administrators, teachers, parents, who should have input into their curriculum.
So the one thing I like about this is, I do agree. I do feel like our education systems, you know, need to be worked on. I feel like that's like, this is not my criteria. I don't really. I'll tell you one thing. I did not like school, so, you know. But luckily for me, I was able to graduate and stuff like that. I got lucky. I had, you know, a lot of great teachers. And very, 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 very fortunate to be where I live, because I just, you know, a lot of things just connected the dots and things worked out well. By the way, we're at 7:52 right here. So remind myself later on. But you know, I was fortunate enough to, you know, have people help me with certain things. Like, I was very bad with math and spelling because I'm dyslexic. So, you know, I'm sure you could tell when I read and stuff like that, like the Bible or something like that. And it's not just that too. Sometimes you read like words you don't really normally read, especially for me. You know, if you see my video where I talk about how I don't really read books much, so, you know, I'll sometimes come across words I don't really say. I don't say them in the book, but I can say it in real life or whatever, you know what I mean? So it's very interesting. But reading is something I want to do more. But I'm slowly I'm lazily slowly getting into that. So it's like, it's there, but I'm being lazy about it, if that makes sense. But I do want to get into that. So that's why I'm reading the Bible too. I do have the Bible videos coming up too, by the way. We're going to be reading a bit more in these next ones, because the reason why I held off was because of the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl was going on, so I'm like, yeah, I mean, even though my video is probably not going to do that great because it's a Bible video, so I'll probably just wait until next weekend, do more of the chapters and stuff like that, which is fine. But regardless of that, let's keep going here. 7:52, we're pressing play now.
Oh, that's a good one.
Mr. President, you won the White House in part because of high inflation. If your tariffs make prices go up...
Excuse me, we haven't asked you to speak yet, please.
Pause it at 8:13. Dude, this literally reminds me of Jeb Bush and Trump. Literally the video that I showed, it's literally a replica of. It's like a mirror reflection of literally what. It's like not even a mirror reflection. It's more of like a recreation of like shh. And then we saw Elon Musk's clip, you know, where he's talking and his little kid, his son, is you know, making some noise, and he was like, shh, be quiet, you know, or something like that. There's literally a clip on everywhere, Instagram, TikTok, I'm sure, X, all that stuff. But yeah, it's just, yeah, it's so funny. He was just like, shh, like we're not ready to talk yet. Like, I'm showing you my signature. He has a beautiful signature, by the way, a really beautiful signature. And the fact that he's like having, like, dude, this is the funniest part, is when he's doing his signature, it's like he's drawing while he's doing his signature. It's like he's in his own little world while he's doing a signature. He's like having a little competition. Like it's hard to explain, but it's like it's the weirdest thing. Like he's doing such a good job with it. And I think he writes in cursive too, right? Because when because I didn't see the whole thing, by the way, so I might be wrong, whatever. But it just the way it looked, and obviously I showed a clip, and at the end of the video here, I'll slow it down, whatever, and show you what I mean. And well, I'll just show you a slowdown of it. But it's just funny because he's just like, and he just and does it like so perfectly. You know what I mean? Really cool. Here is here we go. We're just gonna play it now here. That's right, baby.
For 20 years, I've gotten up every morning on my knees and prayed that God would put me in a position where I can end the childhood chronic disease epidemic in this country. On August 23rd of last year, God sent me President Trump, and he gave me he's now given me, he's kept every promise that he's made to me. He's kept his word in every account and gone way beyond it. I'm so grateful to you, Mr. President. A lot of people told me that I couldn't trust President Trump, that I better get it in writing. And we did a handshake, and everything that he told me he was going to do, he has done. And I'm so grateful to him, and I've told you before, I genuinely believe that you are a pivotal historical figure, that you are going to transform this country at a time when we see all of the indicia of democracy now in tatters in our country. We see the rise of the military-industrial complex, the rise of totalitarianism, these attacks on our Constitution, and this breathtaking epidemic that is disabling our people. President Trump has promised to restore the American dream in this country. A healthy person has 1,000 dreams. A sick person only has one. 60% of our population has only one dream, that they get better. President Trump has promised that he's going to restore America's strength.
India and the U.S. can shape a better world. Friends?
We're going to pause real quick at 10:11. But you see what I mean, though? You see a trend where you listen to Tulsi Gabbard, Elon Musk, then you listen to I'll say it later. But yeah, like you just see his like passion. Like you see that he knows what he's talking about. He wants to give us the truth. This is exactly what we voted for. And like I said, you see a trend. You just see them talk and you're like, okay, I get it. Like they're all saying the same thing that I want in America, and that's better, that's peace, that's equality. Obviously, we want these things, but, we also need to have a safe country, too. And that's why I like the border being protected. That's why I like these things happening. Trump even brought, like, hostages home. Hostages. People that are, like, prisoners. From a dude from, like, Russia. And there's other people that he's going to be releasing, too, eventually. And it's just a big thing. And then also the whole Ukraine thing. Like, he's stopping that. And also Putin Putin sent an invitation to Trump and also the China's president to go to a parade or something like that. That's very. Dude, if that happens, that's gonna be so crazy. Like if they actually go to a parade and like everything goes good, I just love it. I love it. But anyways, though, we're gonna play this right here. This is the last clip, I believe. It's either second to last. But this is the India president, I believe, or prime minister. Not sure what it is. What would you call it there? But this is the India talking to Trump, giving him like a little rundown, like what's gonna happen for the future. And we're gonna listen to it here. Pressing play now at 10:09.
People of America are aware of President Trump's motto, "Make America Great Again," or Maga. The people of America are well aware of it. The people of India too are focusing on both heritage and development as they move forward at a fast pace and with a firm resolve to ensure a developed India by 2047. If I were to say this, borrowing an expression from America, our vision for a developed India is to make India great again, or Maga. When America and India work together, that is, when it's Maga plus Mega, it becomes mega, a mega partnership for prosperity. And it is this mega spirit.
Yeah, I'm gonna end it there with that part. We still got a little bit more here, but I just love, Trump has even talked to the guy, the prime minister in Japan, or from Japan, sorry. He came from Japan, and they had a little chat, and I think they even exchanged, I think Trump gave him a photo album or something like that, and then the Japan prime minister gave him a samurai thing or something like that. But this is great, man. Trump's the man, dude. This is the kind of president. It comes back to passion. You have to love what you're doing, and his business approach is doing a lot. Look at the whole Canada thing. They're having scaffolds about tariffs, and okay, so guess what? We're just gonna counter that and say, hey, you know what? You're gonna do 100% tariffs on us. We're gonna do 100% on you. And it's insane. These are things you want to see from a leader, and that's what we should be following, and being a part of freedom and just wanting to have safety and just health, because the whole what our RFK was talking about, the obesity stuff, it happened somewhere, and you go back to when it started. Obviously it was around the 50s, right? Around the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, whatever, and we just need to make it better. So we got a couple more things here. But yeah, if you're watching this video, though, thank you for watching this video.